And welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Harry. And another draw. It's getting tiring. It's getting really tiring. Before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel, where we bring you coverage of most likely just more draws. More and more and more draws. Just so many draws. It's hard at this point. It really is. VAR as well, having its part to play, and make no mistake about it, we didn't deserve to win. We did not deserve to win that game. Foot off the gas once again. 20 minutes of really good play, followed by another 60 minutes or so where it just seems like there's no end product. There's no idea of what we're supposed to be doing. There's no game plan, seemingly. Second half, pointless. Again, just every single game, the second half just seems to be just completely redundant. No point to it whatsoever. But we'll get into the ratings, shall we? And honestly, for the most part, just no one really played badly. It's just no one really did anything apart from maybe one or two players. And again, one player in particular doing my nutting every single time they get the ball. I might be being harsh. I thought Enzo was being a bit... Well, we'll get to him in a second, but still. Kepa, 6... Didn't really think there was much more he could do to improve his score. He didn't play badly. He made some really good saves. He couldn't do much about the goal that they scored. Just this constant bombardment, by the way, of people passing back to him all the time, putting him under pressure. Thiago Silva with some dodgy passes to him. I think James did it as well, where they would pretend they're going forward down the right-hand side and quickly cut back, but pass first time to Kepa, putting him under pressure, and then the ball goes to Cucurella, and we know what happens there. Just, well, anything but anything good will happen when Cucurella is given the ball in that sort of situation. But still, Kepa, 6. James, 6. I know we didn't get a win. I know we didn't lose. Is a draw doesn't mean we have to give them 4s and 3s and all that sort of stuff. Let's not get over top here. Let's not exaggerate that these players deserve anything less than what they're being given here. It's just the fact of the matter that we're not good enough in the final third. We seemingly were very, very good in the final third for the first 20 minutes. We scored 3 goals in the first 20 minutes or so. All disallowed by the brilliant goal from Joao Felix. But still, James, a 6. I feel like he's still a little bit under the weather, like still not 100%, not really showing his true capabilities, of which we know what he can provide. But yeah, sooner rather than later, he's gonna fit back into where he was, assuming he doesn't get injured again. But yeah. Badiashile and Thiago Silva as well, 6. I feel like Thiago Silva nearly gave the ball away a few times, or as in he nearly did and then recovered, so good on him. But there were a few times where I thought, Jesus Christ, put us in danger there, Thiago. Happy he's got the 1-year extension, but still, it was a little bit shaky at times. It really was. Badiashile did what he had to do, got a booking, but still was caught sleeping, caught out of position. Yeah, just fair enough. 6 for both. Cucurella, I feel like this might be a bit harsh, but I've gone with a 4. Just purely because this isn't the first time he's played the way he has been. He's erratic. I've said this. You can go back on the player ratings whenever he's played, and I say the same thing. He's erratic. He's got no forward play whatsoever. He just turns around and passes. God, the amount of times! I think it happened at least twice where we had a corner and it's come out to him, and instead of trying to chip it back in or play it out wide or find someone who is in front of him, he turns around, tail between his legs, and plays it back to Kepa every fucking time. And it's the same. It really is. It just kills the momentum every single time. He doesn't want to pass to Mudryk ever. And when he does, it's always like a very sort of dangerous pass. What Cucurella brings to the team, what he does, I really am baffled as to what it is that he's supposed to do. I'm sure there's people that see potential in him or they know what he's supposed to do. But for me, frankly, I think we're worse off with him on the pitch. I think Chilwell immediately had an impact. He's just an all-round better player, personally, I think. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. That doesn't mean he can't change my opinion. But for me, he worries me when he's playing. He just absolutely scares the life out of me when he's playing. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I thought it could be a 5, it could be a 6. I'm going to go with a 6, though, because, you know, first game back, a little bit rusty. He had a chance early on in the first half where he could have squared it to Havertz really a lot earlier than he did. Yeah, just eventually ran it out. Or we got a corner or whatever. But yeah, some of his passes, absolute strength on him though. Some of his passes, but again, everyone's passing past the 20-minute mark was just shambolic. No one could make a pass. No one could make a first touch. But for Loftus-Cheek again, I think just a solid 6. For me, anyway. Enzo Fernandez. Now, this is a weird one because in the stream, on the first half, end of the first half, for the watch-along, I was very critical. And then I got absolutely bombarded by people saying, you don't know ball, which is quite often the way it goes. And I held my hands up because we looked at the statistics and I was convinced he gave the ball away much more than he did. Didn't really. He had a 92% pass accuracy. I think towards the we'll see actually. Where is it? His pass accuracy towards the end was 89%. He made 84 passes, successfully made 84 passes out of 94. So I don't know what I was watching, but I'm giving him a 7 purely because of that absolutely exquisite through ball to Joao Felix, where, again, just nestled so nicely in the back of the net. And if we played like that the whole game, just wouldn't have stood a chance. West Ham. But, yeah, as the saying, you know, always goes for us. The same thing goes for us, is that we can never finish our dinner. That's one of the rare things. I was so impressed by the goal. I thought it was such a good goal. And then no final product following up from that. I know he scored 2 other goals, both offside. Well, I think we scored one before and then the goal and then offside, but still. God, we can just never, ever just see it through, ever. Joao Felix, an 8. It was such a joy to have him back. Fantastic goal. Just seemed to be everywhere the whole time, especially in the first half. I was convinced he was playing more of like a free roam position, like a Hazard would be, where he's just allowed to go wherever. Obviously, playing in the position he is, you're going to be all over the place. But he really made his presence known. For me, probably the best player on the pitch for us, alongside Enzo, in terms of threat and ability. But again, I think Joao takes it for me because I just still felt like Enzo just wasn't as what's the word, sort of like on his toes. He wasn't as crisp, he wasn't as 100% as I feel like Joao Felix was just absolutely brilliant today. Madueke got his debut for the senior team, and I feel like again he was all over the place. Again, you could argue a 7, but I'm going to go with a 6. I feel like, he's got a lot to learn, a lot to improve on. But from what we can see, he's got pace, he's got ability, he's got the movement on him. Again, a little frantic, a little bit all over the place at times. But from what I'm seeing, I'm really enjoying. And I look forward to see what Madueke can bring. Mudryk, a 6. Again, really hard for him to really to flourish and thrive in that left-hand side with Cucurella behind him. Doesn't pass to him. That rarely did pass to him. And when he does, just puts him in such a sticky situation that he can't really get out of. But, at his moments, he was the catalyst in keeping the move alive that ended up resulting in the goal. So, for that alone, pretty good. But again, needs to wake up a little bit and yeah, improvement is required, but as is for the entire team as a whole. Kai Havertz, a 5. Again, I think that's harsh, but at this point, I'm just going to keep putting him down. But what's the point? What is the point of him playing? I don't get it. I don't understand. He's a 5 for the position he's in, but if he played where he's supposed to play, you know, you'd get much higher ratings out of him. He's too lazy. He's too slow. He's not quick enough. He's quick enough, but he's not, you know, fired up enough. He's not a striker. He's proven time and time again he's not a striker. He's always offside. I said in the watch along that he's taken that trait from Timo Werner of being clinically offside. I said clinical Kai, not clinical Kai. Clinically offside is what he should be called. Because, good God, what a finish from him, by the way. But again, offside, just offside, but still offside nonetheless. We've got Fofana on the bench. I don't know what he has to do to warrant some game time. But the fact of the matter is, what Havertz is providing is nothing. So what is there to lose by playing Fofana? If he brings nothing, it's the same as Havertz at this point. What is the point? I really don't know. So not going at Havertz for being Havertz, but I'm going at Havertz for being a striker or playing in the striking position again, and it being completely redundant, completely pointless. What is the point? Ben Chilwell thought he was the best substitute out of the ones that came on. Gallagher didn't really get into the game too much. Ziyech again gave fouls away and just didn't really seem to come into it, and Mason Mount just did fuck all again. So, you know, it is what it is. Another draw, another missed opportunity to climb up the table. Where does that leave us? Still in 9th, is that? Still in 9th. Could have gone over, could have leapfrogged Fulham, but we haven't. We're still in 9th. We could have got to 8th, being close to 7th. It's just an absolute shit show at the moment, is it not? Jesus Christ. With that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. My name is Harry. Up the Chelsea. We got Dortmund next, and I'm not too sure what to make of that, but up the Chelsea, and peace.